Most gardeners think humus takes years to build. That belief alone keeps soil poor, plants weak, and harvests inconsistent. What if the fastest humus building material is something you've been throwing away every week? The moment cardboard touches living soil the right way, a biological chain reaction begins, and it rewrites everything you thought you knew about compost. Why compost struggles to create true humus? Compost is often confused with humus, but they are not the same thing. Compost is partially decomposed organic matter. Humus is stable carbon that remains in the soil long-term and directly improves structure, water retention, and nutrient-holding capacity. Compost continues breaking down after application. Humus stays. The problem with compost piles is heat and exposure. Heat-driven decomposition, it actually burns carbon off as gas. Turning introduces oxygen too aggressively, which honestly can speed up that loss. And then rain leaches soluble nutrients away, further reducing the compost's value. By the time compost reaches the garden, much of its humus potential is already gone. Nature, it does not build humus in piles. In forests, grasslands, and undisturbed soils, carbon enters slowly and, importantly, stays protected. Fallen leaves, woody fibres, and plant residues simply rest on the soil surface. Fungi colonize them first, then bacteria follow. Over time, earthworms pull these fragments downward. So, carbon becomes locked into soil aggregates, where it resists rapid decay. Cardboard mimics this process almost perfectly. Cardboard is made primarily of cellulose, the same compound found in wood and plant stalks. Cellulose feeds fungi, not bacteria. Fungal-dominated soils are where long-lasting humus forms. Unlike food scraps, cardboard breaks down slowly. Unlike compost, it stays where it is placed. Unlike wood chips, it flattens and bonds directly with soil particles. When used correctly, cardboard becomes a carbon scaffold for humus formation. The single biggest mistake gardeners make with cardboard, it's surprisingly common. Most people lay cardboard dry and just walk away. But, you see, that actually delays decomposition and repels soil life. Moisture is, honestly, the trigger here. Cardboard must be fully soaked so that microbes can colonize it immediately. Dry cardboard is, dead material. But wet cardboard, now that becomes living soil food. All right, let's talk about the correct way to apply cardboard for rapid humus creation. First off, you'll want to start with plain brown cardboard only. Make sure to remove all tape, labels, and any glossy coatings. Then tear it into manageable sections so that it overlaps without thick stacking. Finally, lay it directly on bare soil or existing beds. Now it's important to soak the cardboard completely until it is heavy and flexible. Be sure not to leave any air pockets underneath. Press it flat against the soil surface to ensure good contact. Once that's done, cover it immediately with organic material such as leaves, grass clippings, or finished compost to prevent drying. This step is crucial in maintaining the moisture and aiding in the breakdown process. The microbial accelerator that changes everything. To speed the process dramatically, apply a microbial feed immediately after laying cardboard. Mix 1 tablespoon of unsulfured blackstrap molasses into 10 litres of water. Stir thoroughly and water evenly over the covered cardboard area. This feeds fungi and bacteria without forcing imbalance. Apply only once at installation and once again after 30 days if conditions are dry. What happens underground in the first 2 weeks? Within days, fungal threads colonize the cardboard surface. Bacteria follow the fungal network, feeding on breakdown byproducts. Earthworms sense moisture and carbon and migrate upward. As worms pull softened fibres into the soil, carbon binds to clay and mineral particles. This right here is the beginning of humus. Why this method beats compost speed every time? Compost must finish breaking down before it stabilizes. Cardboard stabilizes as it decomposes. Carbon enters the soil slowly enough to be protected from loss. Instead of waiting months for compost and even years for humus, this method actually begins humus formation right away. And, well, it continues for months beneath the surface. The moisture advantage that humus creates is, honestly, quite remarkable. Humus acts just like a reservoir. Even a 1% increase in soil organic matter, allows the soil to hold thousands more litres of water per acre. Gardens treated with cardboard often show reduced watering needs within just a single season. Plants experience less stress, develop stronger roots, and, enjoy a steadier nutrient uptake. Weed suppression happens without any soil damage. Cardboard blocks light, but it doesn't seal the soil. Unlike plastic or fabric, it actually breathes. Weeds die off from a lack of light, while soil organisms, they remain active and healthy. As cardboard disappears, it leaves behind improved soil rather than residue. How plants respond differently to humus-rich soil. Roots grow deeper and branch more aggressively. Nutrients become available gradually instead of flushing through. Plants show thicker stems, darker leaves, and improved resistance to pests and disease. This is not fertilizer response. This is structural soil improvement. So, when and where does this method really work best? Well, applying it in the fall tends to produce the deepest humus layers by the time spring arrives. And, the moisture from winter actually speeds up fungal activity quite a bit. Now, applying in the spring still gets the job done, but honestly, it benefits the most if you can cover it with mulch. Raised beds, pathways, orchards, and vegetable plots. They all benefit equally from this approach. Once per year is enough for most gardens. But if the soil is really depleted, it may actually benefit from 2 light applications spaced about 6 months apart. More is not better, honestly. Carbon needs to integrate fully before you think about adding more. So, why does this method stay effective over the long term? Well, humus does not wash away. It keeps improving year after year. Each application, it just builds on the last. The soil becomes darker, looser, and, much easier to work without tilling. This is true soil restoration, not just seasonal feeding. Why are gardeners, you might wonder, so shocked by the results? Well, most gardeners expect quick growth, not lasting change. But with cardboard, you get both. The beds not only improve structurally, but also support active crops. It's quite the revelation, isn't it? The transformation, honestly, feels almost unfair when you compare it to traditional composting. It's like night and day. Once you see real humus forming where cardboard used to be, it's hard not to notice how compost piles start losing their appeal. It's a game changer. If this method has opened your eyes, why not subscribe to Nature's Blueprint? Share this with a gardener you know who's still turning piles, and help spread soil systems that work with nature instead of against it. Let's make a difference together.